Balance from within. Persistence through challenge. And a touch of wisdom.
One enemy remaining.
Eles estão virando, mano. He's behind the wall.
When you grow, you ascend.
Hello everybody, welcome back to EVE Ascension. We will be taking a look at the bracket very shortly, but I'm Gompers, I'm here with Spicy. The last game we saw Kiss My Sister versus Roulette, and it was a long game, but an exciting one at that. Kiss My Sister coming back from what, like a 10-3 kind of, gap. That is humongous.
Yeah, it was huge. I mean, Kiss My Sister, they ended off the first half at 3-9 versus Roulette, but then, you know, after a few rounds after swapping sides, we got to a point where Roulette hit match point, and Kiss My Sister was sitting at, I believe it was a 4-12 situation. So that was 8 rounds in a row that Kiss My Sister was able to climb back, take it into overtime. We went to a triple overtime, and that's when they were able to close it out by a cheeky little play that Satyr had around the corner of yellow, where nobody on Roulette on the attacking team decided to clear that back yellow space, and allowing a 3K to go off to help close out that round. But yeah, I mean, moving into things though, Gompers, we're gonna take a quick look at the bracket before moving into this upcoming matchup, because we are in semifinals now. After this, we'll be taking it into a best of 3 series for both the bronze matches and the grand finals. But
For sure.
yeah, let's take a look at how things have progressed here, Gompers, if you want to give us the details on that.
Of course. And the bracket, we're gonna see it. It is Dart Monkeys being able to win against Victorium Era, being able to go up against Light Up Skechers right now, as we're going to see in Light Up Skechers winning against 1994 Toyota Supra. But then on the other side, we do have the Roulette versus Kiss My Sister. Kiss My Sister winning, as we just recently saw. And then definitely not Serenity versus Man I Love Vlogs, and we saw Man I Love Vlogs reign true. And that's crazy, because Man I Love Vlogs going against Kiss My Sister and Juna 4 on the other side of that team.
Yep.
It's gonna be a showdown, and honestly, I cannot wait to see the results. But here, we're gonna see Dart Monkeys versus Light Up Skechers.
Yeah, I definitely think that the semifinal matchup with Man I Love Vlogs and versus Kiss My Sister is definitely going to be an intense one. But like you said, we're taking it into Dart Monkeys versus Light Up Skechers for semifinals. We'll see. I mean, either way, we're going to see both of those teams in the next matchups, because for the best of 3 series coming up after the semis, we are going to be going into the bronze match, where that's going to be the last 2 teams who did not secure the first and second places to move on to grands. We'll be dueling it out to see who takes 3rd place prize of the Team Liquid jersey. But otherwise, I mean, I'm excited to get into the swing of things. I believe we're going to be taking it back over to Icebox, and Agent Select should be ready just shortly. Are there any team compositions you're hoping to see coming out, Gompers?
I like the double controller. I actually really liked it. I'm hoping to see a little bit more of that. I definitely think, you know, that orbital strike helped out a lot with pushing back a lot of the players occasionally. Of course, it doesn't come out every round, but it was one of those things where it was definitely easier to regain composure on the site if you had it set down in a particular area to kind of close off those corners, right? So I definitely like the Brim. So we are seeing, I mean, that double controller happen right now with the side of Light Up Sketchers. So I'm interested to see how well that works out. But we do have the Viper and the Sage here on the opposite side. Of course, I mean, having a double controller, you're gonna have to eliminate one of those Sentinels.
Ooh, yeah. Going straight into the swing of things, it is going to be Light Up Sketchers starting on the defense first. Dart Monkey's going to be on the attack. And like you said, double controller setup coming out here for Light Up Sketchers. I think that's interesting. We're actually seeing double controller, double initiator. So starting on the defense, Light Up Sketchers looking to not pick up a single duelist within their team comp. Most likely going to be relying on that KO pick here on Jen, as well as on Julia on the chamber for those early points of contact once we do swap sides to the attack. But then taking a look back over towards the side of Dart Monkeys, we're seeing a more typical composition. You got Koro on that Jet pick, which is usually pretty typical to see on Icebox specifically. Then Grim gonna be on the Viper, Chamber in the hands of Bunny B, Dysphoric gonna be on that Sova, and SK going for that Sage. So actually interesting to see that on the side of Dart Monkeys right now, we're seeing two Sentinels, despite the fact that they're starting on the attack first.
It's also interesting, there's no duelist, and there are teams that actually praise the no duelist composition, right? And they actually like utilizing this. I think it does add a little bit more. Ooh, these utils could definitely be used, but you have to be aggressive with it, and we're seeing that right now. I mean, as it starts coming through, the B site might just be the site that they want to take here. But, I mean, you can already see it coming down. Light Up Sketchers trying to hold it back mid. Trying to at least gain some composure, but Dart Monkeys being able to get the spike down. That wall is up, so that's gonna allow SK to sit within this corner here. Oh, and the flank along from Tupperware. That's one on Grim. Now the smokes are there. They're going to be able to replace them. Nobody knows SK's within that corner. They have to be careful. Are they going to peek through? They know that it's one. SK trying to get the right clicks down, but was it really the best option? The headshots weren't there. It wasn't a connection. And Julia instead is going to be able to connect here. Dart Monkeys going down in this first round.
Ooh, and nearly a flawless round for Dart Monkeys as well, considering the fact that they did only lose K on this retake. And going into round two, we're going to be seeing that buy up, pretty typical. Julia actually electing to go for the Bulldog. Sarah going to be picking out that Marshall instead of the typical Spectre picks that you usually see coming out from teams. And Dysphoric actually electing, I thought it was going to go for the Sheriff pick, but that's actually going to go in the hands of Koro. Instead, I'm getting baited with all of the pistols that are being swapped around in the buy phase. I'm not going to look at it anymore. But what I am going to look at is the A main push that we're going to be seeing coming out from Dart Monkeys right off the bat. But Sarah is going to shut things down on Bunny B.
Oh, what a cute little dragon frenzy. I love the dragon frenzy, sir. This little animal here that you hold in your hands. Oh, and it's just waiting to be used. But nobody's going to use it just yet. The flank is coming around here from K. You can see it on your mini-map. What we don't see here is that K's actually holding the angle here. So this rotation does come through. K's being very patient, which works out in the end. The question is K going to continue to be patient here? Possibly hearing these footsteps down. Knows that there might be a couple surrounding. There's not going to be just yet. It's the re-hit here. K knows that they might be rotating, but maybe not knowing that they're going to re-hit a site. Tupperware able to hold this down. And now, I mean, 48 seconds left. It's either the rotation or just the commitment here onto the A site. Does seem like Dart Monkeys has to commit here. They're trying to push forth on it. And as they continue, Kurosu is not able to get the one. Jen is just getting the two, and Tupperware closing it out for the team, just right next to the other.
Quick second round going to the side of Dart Monkeys. Nothing too surprising considering it was their buy up. But now it's going to be rifles across the board here for Light Up Sketchers. No ultimates online quite yet, but It would actually be interesting to see maybe that Alt Orb investment going into SK, considering the fact that they do have 4 out of the 8 for the Resurrection already available. Could make that 5 out of 8, meaning that they get ever so closer to having that res online as early as possible. Jen's going to be shutting things down on this B main push for now, considering the fact that 0 Point did deny that utility usage, but Dysphoric playing farther back, still able to get that Owl drone off, and Koro's already snuck up here. I don't think that they're aware on the side of Dart Monkeys.
Oh no. Yeah, but I mean, Dart Monkey's still able to get the 2.
Gun here.
Feroz is really
here.
pulling it off here. The pissed around maybe might have not been theirs, but I mean, it does seem like this round is going to go straight into their hands, Grimoire! No! That's a freaking Vandal in the hand of K! Oh, and that's unfortunate, because that was the one thing you didn't want to do. Now the flank is completely theirs if they want it for the taking. They're not going to take it just yet. They're just going to reposition. You can see Tupperware really fighting here. The Vandal, though, in the hands of Light Up Sketchers, so it could definitely be proven worthy, but K having 30 health here. I mean, if they are able to give it to somebody else, it could work out, but K is just going to try to get this defusal. Maybe give the Vandal to somebody else. If the Vandal's given, I mean, might have just been able to get a couple. But it seems like Kurosu's just gonna spam right through, be able to get those 3 and close this off.
Ooh, that was a really nice flank and lurk up on the side of Grimoire and K. That duel, the Viper duel there in attacker spawn. But I mean, now going into the 4th round here, we're gonna see rifles across the board for both teams now. No ultimates online quite yet, but Jen might be able to aggress A main, try to get that ult orb to have the null command online for a retake going into this 4th round. Grimoire gonna be setting down that poison orb. Now the poison cloud blocking off a line of sight from Boiler. Just looking to deny as much information as possible to Light Up Sketchers. Drone gonna be coming out once again to clear through B main here. And it looks like actually K just disconnected behind yellow.
Poison's gone. Gun here.
Barossi did clear that out, but Julia is gonna win that endeavor and keep it. Now the wall is there. I mean, of course, that's one of the benefits of having that Sage still. You know, even within this new repositioning of everything on the side of Icebox, you know, you can get that flank down
You will not
really well. You don't have to worry about anybody trying to push through unless they break the wall early enough. Jen trying to push along. They still do have their ultimate to stop anything, but it does seem like Bunny Bee's gonna hold it down. The util, they are able to spot everybody out, and you can see Kurosu with the 3K really pulling it together. And once again, I mean, you have it in your grasp. Dart Monkeys really bringing it back, reeling it if anything. And I mean, it's just amazing at that.
Yeah, I think we're gonna actually have to go for a tech pause. We are waiting for permission on a rollback right now just to see if we'll be replaying that round, considering the fact that K did unfortunately crash. So we're just gonna be waiting on that information for now. But yeah, it is 2-2 here, Gompers. I mean, we do see it is gonna be a save round here, a bit of an eco on the side of Light Up Sketchers. But I mean, things will depend on if we decide to, or not we, the casters, but if the administrators decide to go for the rollback going into this round. But yeah, I mean, Gumbers, how are you feeling so far about this matchup? I think both of these teams, this might be another close one. In a different way from the Kiss My Sister versus roulette game, but more so a round-to-round matchup.
I don't know. I mean, it might be pretty close. I have to say, seeing, you know, the way it's going now, it's so early on that I can't necessarily say, but I'm afraid I'm gonna eat my own words just simply because of what happened last time. We thought, oh, there's no way Kiss My Sister can pull back from this, right? And then it was like, oh, okay, well, this is good at the start. And then it was like, oh, this is getting a little weird. And then it just continued, and you're like, wow, this game is really pulling along. So, I mean, maybe that's gonna happen here, maybe it's not, but we can really see the comfort that's starting to seep into the blood of Dart Monkeys. And I mean, Dart Monkeys being one of those, like, kind of second place winners most of the time, actually, when Polaris was there. So I wouldn't necessarily be surprised if they had won, but I would be a little bit more surprised if Light Up Skechers is able to really close this off.
I mean, when you think about it, though, the players on Light Up Skechers are absolute veterans within the Game Changers Academy scene as well, and the Game Changers scene in general. The only edge up that I could think that the Dart Monkeys team might have over them would be the fact that, you know, Dart Monkeys does tend to compete in other community tournaments and events. I mean, they are currently running through the DreamHack Community Clash that's been going on for the past few weeks and progressing quite nicely along there. So I think having that extra tournament experience might give them a little bit of an edge up with things, but the official ruling is going to be that there will be no rollback according to the rule book for EVE Ascension today. So we will be just continuing on 2-2, giving Kay some time to reset their PC, and we'll be getting back into the game shortly. But I mean, while we're in game right now, I mean, I'm pretty sure we're on desk at the moment, but we can see in-game compers. That's what I mean. Taking a look at things, we do have Koru who has that Bladestorm online. Possible that that might be popped this round just to build some extra economy, as Koru might try to pick up an attacking sided operator going into future rounds. But otherwise, we do have Jen who has that null command available. If, you know, Light Up Skechers is able to maybe take a pick or two off of the this attacking round for Dart Monkeys, get some guns into their hands, we might see that null command come out, try and convert the round into the favor of Light Up Skechers, so that Dart Monkeys doesn't take the lead.
I mean, now that we're kind of slowly about to get right into it once again, just waiting for Kay to reconnect here, you know, it's another thing as well. Just, I don't know, if Dart Monkeys does lose out on this one, I'd be like kind of confused as to where everything is going to go in the future, you know, for these teams that are right now particularly unsigned, you know, because I mean, I do believe at some point Dart Monkeys is going to be signed. This team has been here for a while, even under different names, you know, same people, whatever. So the chances of them being signed are completely, I mean, outrageous. Like they are definitely at some point might, but it's also the fact that like the product still has to continue showing. So they're definitely feeling confident. I mean, as you go on, you can see that they're starting to peak forth a little bit more. They're not really, you know, they're getting more in the groove, and this is what shows more as the rounds continue in the first round. You know, it's whether really just the decision of, you know, how does this team play in the beginning, and just kind of getting used to that and being able to adapt, right? So it's also one of those things, just kind of just feeling out the team at first and then being able to work your way around that.
Look at this little dude. I'm sorry. I promise I was listening to everything you're saying.
No, it's so
but I
cute.
love Dan the Penguin.
Is that what his name is?
Yeah, that's Dan the Penguin right there. I don't know if the other, obviously there's Tactibear. I don't know if the other ones have their own name.
Wait, there's another one over there. What's that one's name?
What do you mean? They're all Dan the Penguin. I don't think all the different penguins have different names now.
So they're twins. Okay.
Clones? Question mark, if they have the same name.
Oh, and now we have a summoning circle.
Summoning the dub here on the side of Dart Monkeys. Yep. I mean, they are, you know, on their buy up. Wouldn't be too surprising to see them winning out this round. But it would be possible for Light Up Skechers to try and get a bit of a thrifty going, but if not a thrifty, at least trying to do as much damage as they possibly can to the economy of Dart Monkeys going into this. But looks like Kay has reconnected. We should be unpausing quite shortly.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I mean, we don't have too much information as far as the actual setups for either of these teams quite yet, as we're just waiting everybody to load in. But some very, very lovely cinematic views here from our POG observer, Annie Poo. Thank you for giving us the...
Oh, look at Julia. Julia's stunting right now.
Stunting on the rail?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. When you see Chamber, that's the supermodel right there. I don't know.
You think Chamber is the supermodel? Hold on.
I think Brimstone over there. I was looking really nice and fine. I don't know. Everybody here is a 10 out of 10. Especially Kayo.
Yeah. You into toasters?
I love toasters. Yeah, I'm actually I'm not interested in anybody else except for electronics. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I'm not even gonna touch that one with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, I prefer online dates in GTA. You know, getting some holographic meatloaf. So
Some holographic. You wanna RP some GTA later?
you know, that's actually so funny because I don't know. It's like every time, you know, I used to imagine that online dates like were like
Wait.
eating holographic meatloaf at like
Hold on.
in GTA and just going shopping, right?
E-daters, take notes.
It's smart,
Domper's
right?
giving free lessons
Go
right
bowling
now.
in GTA. You know, do the role play. Yeah. No? I feel like I'm missing out on a lot.
Sorry, I'm keeping up with the chat right now because I know that I saw Kay kept reconnecting, disconnecting, but looks like Kay is gonna be back. But I mean, yeah. You know, e-daters, take note. Eat some holographic meatloaf
Holographic
in
meatloaf.
GTA 5.
It reminds me of SpongeBob or
Take it.
Plankton with had a
You
date with his
eating
computer.
not you, only eating macarons because
Gosh, don't even.
they
I
look
love
like Krabby
SpongeBob,
Patties.
okay?
I know you do. That's okay. But you know what else I love? B-Site. And it seems like Dart Monkeys loves B-Site too, as they're leaning their way towards B main. Gonna have that owl drone into Swart's hands clearing things out. Hopefully gonna clear out Backy Yellow because we saw a rendition of that previously.
Oh yeah, they're
Whoa,
going
blue.
for it. Oh no!
Cheeky.
But actually, yeah, just missing out on that. Not gonna. Oh, and that was perfect actually. Kurosu was able to get out of that pretty fun with just the dash. I mean, missing your shots, you don't want to stay there for too long, especially since that trade can commit. The wall is there a little bit deeper this time, so they can have a little bit more control. Kurosu going straight through the kitchen. And now the rotation is there, but a lot of them are surrounding themselves down in the flank here on the side of Light Up Sketchers. They're trying their best to regather. And now, I mean, it's just the scenario of whether or not they're able to get in. The slow was there. He was trying to slow some of the players inside, but it's Kurosu and everybody else along with it trying to hold it down.
Ooh, and now that is going to be a third round on the board here for Dart Monkeys, taking the lead going into round 6. Nothing surprising there, Gompers, as we know that they did have the advantage with their gun power. And now it's going to be rifles across the board. Here, Jen still going to have that null command available. Tupperware, only one away from that orbital strike as well. Julia could potentially get that Tour de Force online, but it looks like for now, Dart Monkeys is still going to try to make the most out of the B site as they can. Poison Orb, another lineup going through, actually from B main this time around, from Grimoire, looking to deny some mid information. Not going to be popped quite yet, but with this read and the conditioning, we already see a rotation being pulled towards B from Light Up Sketchers.
Oh, nobody's going to clear out yellow this time. That's going to leave K there with 1. Wasn't enough, though. Kurosu was able to take it out. And now they're not going to be able to aggress onto the site here. I mean, the double controller, once again, you can see there's a lot of pressure being put. They're going to block out all the entry points, choke that out. Now you can see the rotation coming out from Jen here, trying to take control of A before anybody tries to take it. Now, Dart Monkeys, I mean, they only have a slim amount of options.
Oh yeah, 4v3 situation, but the A site has been left completely open. It would have been interesting to see Dart Monkeys maybe trying to use that conditioning towards B to pull off more intense of an A fake in future rounds, but SK is going to take that rope across, probably get the plant off and nest here, throwing out that barrier orb as well to make the retake even more difficult, but going to take some damage from the wall bangs. And now, hot on the retake, Jen does have that null command still available.
Players pushing through, knowing that XK is low, and now there's another one. Kurosu is going to gather that information, but Sarah in a very difficult position. Grimoire is there. But Sarah does have the recon bolt. They just have to be really careful. Kurosu's waiting to peek through, and now it's Grimoire and everybody else just spraying it down. And this looks like a very, very difficult position to be in. But Kurosu is feeling the heat right now and is trying to go forth, trying to get this 4-2.
I think it would have been interesting to see if Sarah would have been able to maybe try to get that recon bolt off into either Maze or for Belt to stave off a peek from one of the members in that 2v1 situation. But I mean, going into this next round, it's a 2-point lead now here for Dart Monkeys. Light Up Sketchers, they do have 4 ultimates online. Julia is likely going to be popping that Tool de Force right off the bat. A nice little eco ultimate. That's going to be met here, though, with Bunny's Operator. Not going to be pushed off of the angle because the Recon Bolt will be shot out.
Oh, but Julia. The Tour de Force is there. Just hassle the angle. That first pick is theirs. Now they let go of that jet. There's no more of that space needing to be created. But that resurrection is there. Julia, though, could possibly see the head of Kurosu. Probably not one of the best positions to be holding. Bunny B is going to counter that with their operator as well, though. Watch that angle down. But I mean, is that enough?
I think it's interesting that the res was actually pulled out by SK in that particular situation. I mean, they are on an eco now. SK could have rotated back, try to get the res off later on, but knowing that Julia was still holding with the Tool de Force, that was a risky decision. Now it's Jen left alone here in this cubby position. Will they clear out?
Oh, possibly not.
Spike down B.
That was a really good pick from Jen.
Standing ahead.
A 3v3. I mean, it kind of just limited the players there. 30 seconds. One was there. Now the orbital strike goes down. They're going to have to back off. It's 26 seconds left on the clock. You can see it does seem like right now Light Up Sketchers is getting ready to try to stop this from coming down. They're using as much util as they can. The spray down is there, but they're not able to stop it. Grimoire with just a snake bite, able to close this off. And now, I mean, there it is. 5-2, Bunny B, everybody else utilizing all their util to try to stop this aggression onto the site.
That works.
Ooh. Yeah, now it's an even greater lead that Dart Monkeys is able to secure for themselves. Bunny's still gonna have that operator in hand, saved from the previous round, and now Jen still holding on dutifully onto that null command. I'm surprised to have not seen it come out a little bit earlier. I mean, the null command was available so early within this first half that, you know, it's such a strong ultimate that you'd like to try to get as many of them online as possible, but gonna be able to shoot out that recon bolt. Not gonna get too much information. Dysphoric still using that owl drone to clear B main here. Will tag up, actually not actually get the tag off, but now they're gonna be met with a 3 stack towards B. 2 holding yellow this time.
Oh, but Jen able to take one. They did have the ultimate. They're not gonna use their null command. Instead, it's just Julia holding it back yellow. SK able to clear that out. Now a 2v2. Hundreds of the players are being taken out, but that's Tupperware allowing the lead to really take its toll. Oh, and that's unfortunate because SK decided to go on ropes. Saw Tupperware there and had no other reason to back off. So the fight was taken. It was unfortunately lost for Dart Monkeys. But on the bright side here for Light Up Sketchers, they're able to see a brighter future.
Ooh, and going into round 9 now. I mean, I saw the dream with SK. I think SK was probably trying to isolate a 1v1 situation, knowing that one on the side of Light Up Sketchers was playing towards mid, looking to try and get that vertical angle, get one pick off, turn it into a 1v1 situation. But now going into this next round, we're gonna have 2 ults available on both sides here. Both the initiators on the side of Light Up Sketchers, Null Command and Hunter's Fury in hand. Huge for staving off pushes as well as for site retakes as far as zoning goes, especially with that Hunter's Fury. And now Bunny B is actually going to be pulling out that Tool de Force right off the bat. Kurosu going to be, you know, punished for that B main aggression this time around. And the bait has already worked. It's a lean towards the B site. A seemingly free for the taking, but Sarah gonna be close by to get that information, calling for the rotation from the rest of Light Up Sketchers.
There is able to get one. They do have the Hunter's Fury. So that first one is a good one. Now the Hunter's Fury comes down. They know that they're probably going to plant up. Now waiting for the other positions. Grimoire being taken down. That's the one controller. The one control that they needed, though. Bunny Bee is going to be winning those fights. We're going to have to see if they're going to win a little bit more.
Oh, this angle.
They can't use anything that they might have around it.
Can't use that.
No, they know where Bunny Bee is. It's the operator flick that comes down, and now it's just a 1v1. The chamber v chamber, but the tour de force is there. They're not gonna peak in time. They're a little bit too. Oh my gosh, they're
timing.
What? No!
What is this timing?
30
This
seconds
is
left.
impeccable. What is going on?
I'm just staring at the mini map right now. Plant's gonna go down anyways.
Spike planted.
They missed.
Oh, the TP out.
It was the ring around the rosy that just happened. But Julia peeking! And Julia had peeked just a little bit further. You saw on the mini-map, they were playing around just tube. And it was impossible for them to be able to spot each other out. Insane. I don't even know what happened.
That was an insane 4K clutch coming out from Bunny Bee. That's gotta feel really good. Those snipes with the tool de force as well. And now going into this upcoming round 10, if you will, it's going to be an eco that Light Up Sketchers has been forced on. I'm still reeling from how intense that round was, I'm going to be honest.
It was like the tiniest peak. And it would have went straight to Light Up Sketchers. It's insane.
One enemy remaining.
I mean, but now Grimoire 3K coming down, a lot of mid control alone. I mean, you can see it on the mini map here. Now it's just Julia by themselves, and I mean, this was also a save round. They have to push forth onto a certain, area. Seemed like mid was their best bet, but it turned out it was probably their worst. Now the control is no longer there, and Julia has to regather down A.
Ooh, that's gonna be a free plant. Julia left last alive in a 1v5 situation. Bunny Bee is gonna close things out though, taking down her double. And now that's gonna be 7-3. 2 more rounds left in this half, Gompers. SK does have that resurrection back online. It's gonna be a buy up here for Light Up Sketchers. There we go. Light Up Sketchers, but not a thought in my mind apparently, because I keep blanking on that one. And no ultimates online on the side of Light Up Sketchers either, so it's gonna be tough. I think Tupperware might be able to secure an orbital strike here, but playing back Boiler is probably not gonna be able to happen unless they can get an early pick mid.
But it seems like nobody's gonna want to go for this mid control. Instead, it is kind of like a gamble stack down B. It's the 3 stack here. They're trying to fight for this. They know that there's a couple there. Jen might be the first one taken, but it might be Caroso as well. Jen is preparing for this, but the Hunter's Fury pushing back the players. They can't play for this no longer. And there it is, the Sporek with the first one on K, and that's the controller down. They only have Brimstone left. Not a lot of control here, but Julia pushing forth, and now it's just the battle that has become onto the B site.
Kill my allies.
I mean, 4 players left here, especially with that resurrection coming through. Now 2 left on the side of Light Up Sketchers. They're trying to push through. They have the smokes, they have the util. That's 2 there from Sarah, and that might have just been just as huge.
Spike down.
Now the spike in the hands of Tupperware. They have the util, they have the orbital, they have everything known possible, and they might actually leave the spike there and wait for the play-up.
Ooh, 1v1. I mean, Spike is going to be regathered here for Dart Monkeys. Going to make their way towards the B site. Grimoire. Viper's Pit available, and unfortunately Tupperware, I don't think we'll be quite close enough to hear the plant go down. We'll be able to use that orbital strike. Now, definitely an interesting plant spot here for Grimoire. I think, yeah, gonna throw out that Viper's Pit. Curious to see the positioning. Probably gonna play more towards danger and yellow to have extra cover and escape, all things considered. Kind of bob in and out of the Viper's Pit just to be able to keep it up for as long as possible. I think what's interesting is also seeing the toxic screen. It crosses in front of the plant spot, so you could actually use that to get some free snake bites off.
Oh no, but Tupperware knows! And it's the one Tupperware! Oh, and it just came through. Grim not able to hit it. Tupperware winning in that endeavor. I mean, that's one of the dangers. You have to hit the first headshot or else it's over. And I mean, Tupperware really just
Last
came through
round
for the
before
team.
the switch.
I think what's also tough is in a Viper's Pit, it can be difficult to try and pick one angle to just watch. And when you are flicking yourself side to side, trying to check different areas, it also gives your opponent a little bit of an edge up. If you aren't just watching the same angle, they can kind of creep up on you. But
Yeah.
now it is going to be the last round before we swap sides here. Phantoms across the board. Still operator in hand for Bunny B. Julia gonna take out that tool de false right off the bat, and Tupperware still has that orbital strike in hand. Could use that to do quite a bit of zoning, especially on a retake situation. And then on the side of Dart Monkeys, they have no ultimates online anymore, just utility and the guns that they have to play with.
Drone comes through, trying to gather something. It's not gonna go down just yet. Especially with the KO util, and that's one of the harder part about playing with KO here. So you have to be careful. Your util could be cut short at any moment. So just positioning yourself in a way where you know that KO util is going to be thrown, especially if it has been an iteration that you've seen before. But you can see Jen having only 2 ticks off of their null command. So it could definitely be kind of a detriment. The wall is up now, but it's not going to cut off enough. It's just going to be enough to the point where it is putting them on an off angle. That orbital strike pushing back SK, and that's going to be nice. Because now, I mean, they can't push for this site no longer. 37 seconds left. You can see the rotation having to come through for Dart Monkeys, and Jen just barely missing Bunny B.
30
That's going to
seconds
allow
left.
Bunny B to go along. That might have actually been a death there, but works out nicely here.
3v3. Still have that Viper's Pit available in the hands of K. Could be able to use that now, but the spray down's gonna stop the plant. The flick onto Grimoire as well. That's a 3K so far for K. Viper's Pit's gonna come out.
left.
Bunny B left to clutch it out. 8 seconds left on the clock.
Trying their best to, but that's one. Bunny with the op. Just completely, I mean, trial and error, right? That was
Switching
insane.
sides.
Julia was trying to go for that operator. You could see it. I mean, they had the purpose. They were trying to push forth for that op, but not being able to collect it. Oh, that would have been scary.
Ooh. Now we're going to the swapping of halves here. Gonna be pistol round once again, Gompers for these teams. Eco has been reset. So has the ultimate economy. K looking to throw that very, very typical Viper's Poison Cloud there in mid, cut off that line of sight, deny some information, but it looks like it actually might be a lineup for a slightly deeper Poison Cloud, so this could be an under tube play and rush that we see coming out from Light Up Sketchers. And with their Sketchers, they might be looking to dash straight in.
Seems like it. But right now, I mean, ooh. Are they really dashing? The one is down. Oh, and the Spin Beacon's gonna allow them to actually dash through, it seems like. But Bunny Bee's just winning the fights as it is. The 3K there, but the one tap from Jen is all you need. Nobody was able to commit to it, and now it's Grimoire. Might just be able to clutch this through. Grim, in a millisecond, just being able to disregard what happened. It's just K. All by themselves, the spike having to be planted. They're gonna plant it in an unusual area. Oh, but they're just not going to be aware. They're going to try to think that, I mean, the majority is trying to go through mid. But the flank was there, and now it's an 8-5. We can see the first round being won on Dart Monkeys here.
Ooh, yeah, it's going to be a buy-up here for Dart Monkeys on the defensive side. We are going to see 2 Marshals and otherwise Spectres across the board. Bunny B also just 3 away from that tool de false. Would be interesting to see Bunny B maybe trying to aggress to get an alt orb for herself. All things considered, she has been absolutely cracked on the sniper. So wouldn't be too surprising, but actually some pistol buy-ups coming out on the side of Light Up Sketchers.
Oh yeah, they're pushing through. You can see Light Up Sketchers using their Sketchers. Oh, but Grim, was that a disconnect or was that just the fact that they were unable to see in that moment in time? I mean, already it is, although regardless, a 2v2 here. Julia's
One enemy
trying
remaining.
to come back through.
I have the spike.
And now it's Kurosu having to clutch this up. Unfortunately, Grimoire has disconnected, so
planted.
Grimoire possibly could have been able to get something, but having the internet issues. It just didn't work out in the end. Now you can see Sarah trying to get information, but Kurosu might actually win in this endeavor. Now it's only one. Possibly being able to get this down in half, but no, the back. Having to be careful, the swing comes through, and it's the clutch from Kurosu. Even though Grimoire had disconnected, it's Kurosu that's gonna clutch it up for the team.
Clutch.
Easy.
Ooh, looks like it's gonna be another tech pause coming out. This time it's gonna be Grimoire. It's a Viper for a Viper. Viper's feeling pretty unlucky today as far as their internet and computers are going, but now it's gonna be a save round here on the side of, or actually not a save round. What am I even saying? It's gonna be their bonus round for Dart Monkeys. So that's gonna be, you know, Koro has that Spectre in hand. Probably not going to be seeing too much being bought up otherwise from the rest of the team, considering that they did lose quite a few players in that previous round. So their bonus isn't going to be quite as strong to face up against the rifles that we see in the hands of Light Up Sketchers, but maybe only being one away from that Tour de Force might actually go for some aggression, either B main or A main, with that Rendezvous, be able to TP out, bring that Tour de Force online, have that sniper, try to be a bit of a saving grace as far as being able to convert this round into their favor. Otherwise, I mean, obviously, Light Up Sketchers, they're looking to claw their way back. They are suffering from a 4-point deficit compared to Dart Monkeys at the moment. The conveyor belt definitely tripped me out for a second.
I feel like a piece of luggage like going through this conveyor belt. I don't know. Is this what, like, POV, you're the luggage that is about to be picked up by your owner? You know, that's what I feel like right now.
I actually wouldn't mind that. I would not mind being the luggage on the conveyor belt, Gompers, to be honest with you. This is kind of soothing. This gives me, you know, lazy river vibes at the resort. Or, does that make any sense? I feel like a complete crazy person saying this now, but I don't know, it's kind of soothing.
Oh, we're steering. No, it's a roller coaster now. Oh, okay. Anyways, it's like the climax of like a No. Oh yeah, okay, but now we're back on the lazy river. Okay, and you know, just forget about the intruder alert that we're seeing on the board. That shouldn't worry you at all. Oh, we're reaching the end. Oh no, and this is the part you hate, where you have to get off. I love the slow turn. I'm just watching it now. We're no longer okay. Amazing.
Who gave Annie Pooh her license to drive? Because
Annie, I don't know. Is there a driver's license for observing? Do you have your G1?
Is it your learner's permit? You fully licensed right now? Like, what's going on?
I think. Oh, yeah.
Yes. Wait, is that a full license or a learner's permit nod?
Oh, I think that's a full license nod. She's got the full license, not the learners. She's done with learning. Yeah, but that's Annie's setup right there that we're looking at underneath. She uses all of those screens for her observing.
Damn.
Slow turn.
This is kind of vibey. I've never actually been in this part of the map before. I've never ghosted in here or like tried to observe up in here, you know. Keep up the crate work.
That is
wow.
So cute. I didn't know.
Throwback to 2012.
Keep up the crate work. Keep up the crate work, Annie. You're doing amazing. This is gorgeous.
It reminds me of like the keep calm and carry on meme from like the early 2010s. Yeah. That gives me like the early Tumblr vibes. I'm
hoping like one day that Valorant just makes a cool like art like this one, but it just says D's.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Random.
Gomp. Anyways, I have a question, right? With all of those servers that you seem to be hiding in that keep up the crate work room, why are 2 of our players disconnecting?
Oh no. This is a discussion in itself. Hashtag podcast with Gompers and Ash, right? What's under there, Annie? Can you take us under? Let's go below. Oh.
Below deck. It's kind of bright. I don't know if my gamer vision can handle this, actually. I got night goggles, my guy.
It's boxes. You know what those are filled with?
Radianite.
No.
What?
Hopes
That...
and dreams. All
Oh.
stacked away. I have a lot. That is bright. That is so bright. They're
Bro.
cooking up a storm right now. Wait, but I said my hopes and dreams are down here and it's bright. So technically, my future is looking pretty good right now. All right.
God damn.
I'm just saying.
We're vibing. Think outside the box, Gompers, and your future will be bright.
My future will be bright. Too bad my future's in the box right now, so.
Well, that's why you have to think outside the box, all right? We're trying to give you some... Oh, Annie actually thinks you should just think, period.
No, actually, Annie, can you get a pick up on outside really quick? I think everybody playing Valor right now needs to go outside, okay? There's I
touch some
I'm
grass.
outside, yeah. Actually, the weather has been getting very nice lately, which is amazing. It's been
Spring is on her
warm.
way, baby.
Right? I was planning to put a tree outside actually, which is great. Give some.
Wait, what?
I was
Like
plant a
you're
tree outside.
gonna
Like,
plant a sapling? That's so cute. What kind of sapling are you gonna
Yeah.
plant?
I don't know yet. Maybe like a spruce. I wanted a spruce.
Yeah.
Cute spruce tree.
Were you inspired by like the new skin set that came out, the Gaia skin set?
No.
I can grow a tree in Valorant now. I want to grow my own real tree.
Oh my gosh, when I kill someone, a tree grows? That is so sick. Let me go do that in real life. That's awful. No. Anyways. No.
No comment. I was gonna say something, but what? Do I think
no.
what? I mean, I don't think, but yeah, what?
I don't think either. That's why
But
we're
what
just
were you
having this
gonna-
conversation.
what were
I don't
you
know
gonna
how,
ask me? You
I
just
don't know
said
how
you-
we're I don't know how we're continuing on with like the most random things like as it goes, but oh my gosh, that actually moves. The little rope. This is attention to detail.
Look at that.
If it's that windy in Icebox, you'd be freezing.
Dude, that is not... You think that's windy? That's a gentle breeze.
That's a listen. I mean, but
That's
that's
a gentle
heavy. That's heavy.
breeze.
That thing's heavy, all right? That has metal on it. It's in a big crate, and the size of that thing. I mean, look at that. Look, the snow's falling. Oh my gosh, and they're just watching.
There's a worm?
Yeah, you just know there was a worm?
I didn't know there's a worm. Worms are kind of cute. I'm gonna be real with you. But why is the worm bigger than the squirrel?
I don't. Well, well, I feel like you wouldn't be able to see the worm if it was small, right? Unless it was like, I don't know. But this is gorgeous. Look at that view. Oh my gosh, that is gorgeous. Right?
Yeah,
you,
I mean-
you really outdid yourself. Is that like a backhanded compliment?
It sounds backhanded now that you said that though, but Koro though, it's gonna be pushing up B main with the Spectre, get a little bit of damage off on Tupperware there, and we are back in the game, ladies and gentlemen, and just folks in general, because we are inclusive here. The dart is gonna go off, get a little bit information. It's gonna be a blitz towards B though, out of light up Skechers.
Oh, Kurosu, once again, it's the yellow. It's definitely the yellow that's been a detriment all game. And now SK trying to hold it back with just the Marshall. All they need is a body shot right onto the body of Tupperware, but Tupperware's not going to peek through. It's just the usual here. And actually, I think that works out perfectly. The wall there, if they peek right through that Viper's wall, it's going to be a detriment because then their health gets lower, and that's going to allow SK to get any body shot they want. And that limit on their health is going to allow SK to just get that one tap, which actually works out really nicely here. We're going to see Sarah try to get this through, but Bunny is there with just the tour de force, and they're pushing through. They know they can't allow this to happen, and SK once again with just the Marshall. It's gonna close it out 10-5 here. You can see Dart Monkeys really pulling it together. And I mean, with that long pause, you would think maybe they would kind of lose their footing once more, but it seems like it really is coming back stronger.
Absolutely. Now it's going to be Light Up Skechers forced onto another eco round. And unless they can land some nasty shots here with those Sheriffs online, looks like an 11th round on the board for Dart Monkeys is what's about to come to fruition in round 16. But
yeah,
I mean, there is potential for, you know, Light Up Skechers to try and go for alt orbs here as well, have as many as they can online for the next round, but only time will tell.
Will it tell? I mean, the Aladrone didn't really give a lot, so we're gonna have to see. I mean, this push comes through. You can see this Fork waiting right around, but their positioning being given just at the last second. The 3K there. Now it's 2 players down on the side of Dart Monkeys, but still the advantage. You can see. I mean, Tupperware still having the smokes. They're gonna use it. But I mean, is it enough? The retake here is going to be a little bit difficult. I feel like it's harder, you know, if you're on a 2-man retake than whether or not you're on a 2-man attack here. But it does seem like Bunny B with the 4K just rushing it down. Gonna clear this out once more. And the confidence is definitely booming for the side of Dart Monkeys here.
Ooh, absolutely. And I mean, this next round is really going to be the round that Light Up Skechers has to win. I said that previously in a last matchup, and that proved to not be true because, you know, Kiss My Sister was able to climb back 8 rounds in a row, but that's definitely a huge risk to try and play it that way. So it's going to be this coming round that Light Up Skechers will really have to take under their belt. Otherwise, they'll be put back onto another scuffed, you know, full buy up if match point is met here for Dart Monkeys. But Dart Monkeys, they don't miss. That is the whole point of their little motto there.
Oh, and that's one for Kurosu. But it does seem like, I mean, that one initial pick actually kind of helped out. If they weren't able to get that trade through, it might have just been their life taken. But now you can see, I mean, the Viper speed is going down, and that's going to allow everybody here to just keep this site let alone. Not only that, but a lot of the util trying to be pushed down on the side of Dart Monkeys. They're trying to stop the plant. The plant's already down, though. I like that little corner on the box that you can just hide in. You know, waiting for people to peek through. But, I mean, the Viper util saving it for the retake might actually be deemed worthy, but we do see the operator on Bunny B's hands. They're trying to play it close. They're trying their best to at least get something through. But above, SK is on the ropes, and now it's Tupperware having the orbital strike. They're not going to use it. It's too much of a risk. That's 2, and now they can use it, but is it enough time? They're not able to get it, and it almost came through. But the 4K is going to be there for Tupperware. Unfortunately, though, what could have been a clutch just completely slipped away from their fingers in a millisecond.
I think that's tough. I mean, it was a gamble between keeping your gun out and trying to pull out the orbital strike, putting that down first before getting the frags, but in that situation, you have milliseconds to decide, and Tupperware, despite getting that 4K, unable to clutch the round out, and that's match point here for Dart Monkeys. Now, I mean, actually not as much of a scuffed buy as I was expecting going into this round, but they are able to have rifles across the board here on the side of Light Up Skechers. Sarah, Hunter's Fury in hand, might be able to use that to do some zoning for a push onto site here, but otherwise, the hold and resolve of Dart Monkeys has been unparalleled so far. And with SK having that resurrection available as well, that's essentially a 6th life on the board for them.
They have to use that res this round alone. I mean, it might be the last round if that. I mean, they could definitely save it for the next, but if it comes to the circumstance that they need it, I'm pretty sure they'll just use it to try to close this off as fast as possible. But Kurosu is gonna get a little bit too far up here. I mean, that's exactly what you can see Light Up Skechers is waiting for. They're gonna see Kurosu's head, and that's the pick through. They have that one down. Now we can see Sarah still does have this Hunter's Fury. It could maybe apply some pressure onto a specific site if needed. Maybe play for that post lane here. We can see the wall come up. Bunnybee's getting prepared for the pick through. They're just gonna try to
30
time it
seconds
correctly, but maybe a little bit too early. The smokes are here. The Hunter's Fury's there. Dysphoric is trying their best to get one, and that's one, possibly another. It's not gonna be picked off just yet, but the resurrection comes down. And here we can see Dart Monkeys trying their best to just regather Sarah, knowing where she had last left the body of Kurosu, and trying to keep this together with Jen. But they're not gonna peek through just yet. They're gonna try to go the other way, and now the flank along here. We see Jen being able to get the two, and now the Hunter's Fury down, trying to stop this defusal, and it might work out just fine. But the situation at hand is that whether or not they're able to, and now it's half. Sarah trying their best to regather. 45 health left. The half is there. They're defusing as fast as they can. But Bunny not able to get it. And the GG a little bit too early.
No way, Grimoire. GG clutches the last second. Grimoire, it looks so toxic there, even though we know that
It's on accident, yeah.
it's completely by
That's so
accident.
unfortunate.
I mean, I don't blame Grimoire. I would have probably I would have typed GG too. I mean, you know, from Grimoire's perspective, the spike is essentially almost completely diffused, right? The odds that Sarah actually got there in time were pretty low, but that's a massive lineup. What the heck? That lineup from Dysphoric just took out the trademark Watching Kitchen, and now, I mean, Kay is just sneaking her way up, despite the fact that there's a Viper's Pit right below her.
I mean, she really used it. Now a lot of people aren't really going to be like, it's gonna be probably two people within that Viper's Pit just waiting for mid control, but I mean, which is interesting because I don't think we've seen a lot of mid control come out at all for the side of Light Up Sketchers. And now that we see it, you can see the flank along from Kay, and that might have actually led to the loss here, you know, with that Viper's Pit in general. Seems like they tried for it.
One enemy remaining.
Seemed like maybe it was the wrong mistake here. They're just gonna go forth on the site. Grimoire being left alone. They do have the Viper's snake bite, but it's not really gonna be enough to take over. Now we can see, I mean, they're gonna have to try to make forth. Make with what's due. That's one from Grimoire. Everybody's gonna be peeking at the same time. It looked like Grim might have just been able to take out Jen, but I mean, 12-7. A slow comeback, and I'm feeling a little bit of nostalgia.
Hey, I'm just looking at chat real quick, and SK wrote in party chat instead of in team chat that the Viper ult was gonna come. That's pretty funny, but leaking strats to the enemy team by accident.
No! Not the strat leak. That looks like a little period. Just like a period at the end of your sentence. The crosshair was, oh, it's so cute.
Adorable. But now we are going to see an eco round coming out here for Dart Monkeys. Light Up Sketchers going into this upcoming round with the advantage as far as weaponry goes. Jen just one away from that KO ultimate as well. Might do well to try and get a pick here, and there's a 3-person flank coming out from the A site. Look at this positioning is really interesting. You have tube control in the hands of Light Up Sketchers at the moment. A lot of A main and B main control here for Dart Monkeys, and Light Up Sketchers, they're playing so patiently, knowing that Dart Monkeys can tend to get aggressive sometimes, and
Oh, they're trying to push for it too. You can see they know that they're there. Honestly, Ash, I'm starting to shake at this point. I think it's gonna happen again and again. I think we're just in this complete iteration of, oh yeah, well they might not win now because, you know, it's impossible to do this, and then it happens. It just happens. And now we're seeing, I mean, the retake here is coming strong for Light Up Sketchers. Oh, and Bunny Bee, oh, but the shots there are strong enough. But aren't they? It's just not gonna hit. Tupperware's gonna close this out, 8-12. And as I keep saying the rounds, it's still mind-boggling that, you know, the rounds just slowly come up further and further.
Ooh, yeah, I mean, we saw it on Icebox just before this. That was the Kiss My Sister versus Roulette match where Kiss My Sister won 8 rounds in a row to take it over to overtime. And it looks like Light Up Sketchers looking to draw a little bit of inspiration from that Gompers, because now they're only 4 away from tying things up. And Jen does have that null command on in hand to help with the push onto site to deny that utility usage. But look, I just realized they're running a double operator now on the side of Dart Monkeys.
Feeling it. They don't want to lose. they are not feeling the loss right now. But actually, that might be dangerous, because here, Honeybee doesn't have their TP set. It might be an aggressive peek through. This might actually be very dangerous. Now 69 health. He's gonna have to back off. He cannot fight that no longer. Grim still trying to hold this down, playing their lives, waiting for somebody to clear out yellow, but Temple were able to get this shot through. But now, I mean, this null command finally coming out, it's gonna stop any of the util that's down right now to try to at least push back. Maybe some of the players try to get this stall util. Now, it's just leaving Light Up Sketchers in another yet difficult position. The null command is down, no longer able to use, so that's gonna allow them to use their util once more. The Viper's Pit is there. Have to try to attack K. I mean, right now, the upper hand is going straight towards Light Up Sketchers here. The operator's there, and it's very dangerous as well, because now that those 2 picks are down, Corrosive with the op, and might just have to save it. I mean, that's an investment you don't want to lose.
I mean, if you just look at the economy, but Tupperware actually might be cutting off the save here. Gonna get the drop on Kurosu, but Kurosu's ready to peek. Dysphoric luckily has their back, and that... Ooh, Dysphoric gonna go have to run grab that operator. But yeah, I mean, looking at the economy here on the side of Dart Monkeys right now, they had to go for the save in that 2v5 situation. Gompers, you know, they really couldn't afford to lose the operator or that weapon, but in the end, only one was able to come out on unscathed. That's gonna be Dysphoric. And that's gonna be a little bit of a half buy round here for Dart Monkeys as well, which means that the potential that Light Up Sketchers has to bring things even closer and hit double digits going into this round is that much greater. And a lot is actually going to rely on Kurosu with that op in hands, but now I was about to say Dart Monkeys. Now Light Up Sketchers making their way towards the A site. Kurosu's not going to be here to lock things down with that op. Instead, we'll be watching the B long angle. Drone's gonna come out to push some of the players on Dart Monkeys off of the angles that they're holding at the moment. Going to be able to seek out actually 2. That actually might be a bit of a rotation being called here on the side of Light Up Sketchers. But I mean, SK with the Stinger already has a lot of this B main control. Gonna be throwing this Wallow as well. And I think that wall, I think SK is maybe looking to bait out that push into that main area, but for now, it's just going to be cutting of noise here for Light Up Sketchers, playing a very passive and patient anti-eco.
Chorus has been very patient, waiting, but the smokes coming down at the perfect time. The util is there, the snake bite trying to at least roll back. Grim is trying to play with it as well, but K might actually win this out, especially with Grim only having just the Marshal. Now, I mean, it really is up to the 3 players left. This is looking a little bit too close for comfort, but not anymore. Now it's SK by themselves, only having a Stinker and Jen. I mean, the rounds just continue over and over. And it's been a while since I've had, you know, back-to-back close games like these.
Yeah, this has been, I mean, if this is semifinals, I cannot wait to see what the bronze match and grand finals is going to come up to in the best of 3 series. It's going to be, we might be in for a long rest of our day, Gompers, with how close these matchups are. But now, only 2 away from tying things up here for Light Up Sketchers. Jen poised with the 0 point, ready to throw it up onto A here. Getting a little bit of angle information on that close angle, but I mean, Dart Monkeys, they've adapted. They know that the 0 point gets thrown for that close A main angle, playing backside instead, avoiding having their utility canceled out for now. And it's just going to be a nice patient default once again. I like how Light Up Sketchers plays their anti-eco defaults, to be honest, you know, especially knowing that Dart Monkeys tends to make some aggressive moves on eco positions. They really don't tend to push in on the side of Light Up Sketchers and take the bait into that, which I think is really nice, instead of just like waiting, seeing what pacing they can get. But Bladestorm online, Koro is going to spot one out. The wall is going to come up as well to deny and limit the choke point to one side of yellow. Ooh, but that recon is going to betray Koro. Now it's a 4v5 situation. Oh, massive rotation.
They knew. I mean, they knew the fast rotation did come in for Dart Monkeys. They're actually going to abuse that, which I really like. The adaptations here that are actually being utilized, Jen, knowing that they have to come on for that rotation. And that maybe it might have come on a little bit earlier. The spike is going to be planted. Nobody's going to be going towards B no longer. It does seem like it is going to be a flank around, maybe?
Teleport's ready.
Oh, the save.
Yeah, it is going to be safe. You know, having to keep that operator online, 2 Vandals as well. I mean, if you look at the economy here for Koro and Grim, the ability to buy in the next round if, you know, Dart Monkeys does lose any of these other weapons would make having a full buy really difficult. So going to play for that match point instead, definitely a wiser decision here. But yeah, I mean, this is really, really tight so far. We saw Dart Monkeys taking 5 rounds in a row on the defense, and then now on the attack, we're gonna see, you know, Light Up Sketchers having taken now 6 rounds in a row for themselves, trying to make this comeback happen. That one being the 6th, and we're looking at round 7 for this comeback to tie things up. While we're sitting at match point here, looking to go into overtime so that Light Up Sketchers can keep their skin in the game for the EVE Ascension semi-finals best of 1 series. And
Fight!
Yeah.
whew, this is, I did not think that we were gonna see the exact same rendition of what we saw last matchup.
Oh, in mid, it's
What is going
down
on?
mid, but you see Kurosu at least having their gun out. They're gonna win that fight, and now it's just Jen. The spray through is down, but that's the great part about having that jet utility. The moment your smoke is there, I mean, you can really get out of any situation, but that's gonna allow Grimoire to start moving their way forward just a little bit. They're not gonna try to aggress a little bit too much. They have the smoke there. They can at least utilize that. And this time around, Sarah does have this Howl Drum, so is going to be able to spot out something. Oh no, but the wrong direction maybe just catching out this Phoric there. Now the Hunter's Fury might just be able to get one, but are they gonna hit it? Seems like yes they are, and now just another needed. The Viper, Grimoire still alive, gonna spray down through, and that's 2 down. The right click there, and now it's the 3K. Sarah being able to take out Grim, but now having to clutch up for the team, and Kurosu right there and then what seemed like it might have just been the retake from literally Light Up Sketchers. It seemed like for a second there, it might have just gone over. And it would have been, honestly, another overtime. In my head, I was like, there's no way. But it does seem like, I mean, Dart Monkeys pulling it through.
Yeah, I mean, Dart Monkeys coming out on top 13-11 here for semifinals, which means that they are going to be moving on to Grands. And I did predict that Dart Monkeys would be one of the teams we see in Grand Finals, but I mean, Light Up Sketchers really showed up in the second half. Things weren't looking so great when Light Up Sketchers was starting on the defensive side first. Icebox was also Dart Monkeys' pick specifically, so not too surprising that they were able to get this map for themselves, but I like the adjustments that we saw coming out from Light Up Sketchers on their attacking side. They've really changed the pacing and their method of, you know, poising themselves for their attacking rounds, playing really nice, patient anti-eco rounds as well. And just forcing Dart Monkeys into that kind of back and forth economy where they're forced to decide between the saves and the buys every other round essentially. But that is all for now though. Light Up Sketchers, they're not out quite yet though. It was, you know, their chance to make it to grand finals, but
Yeah.
we do have the bronze match coming up. That's going to happen before grand finals. So when we do come back from a quick break, we will be back for the Eve Ascension bronze match. That is going to be between Light Up Skechers, and I'm going to take a quick look at the bracket, see if the information has refreshed. So I'm not sure if we have the info on who else. It'll be Light Up Skechers versus Kiss My Sister going into the bronze match. Well, that's gonna happen right after the break. And Gompers, that one might be a doozy. Both of those teams. Okay, first off, how insane would it be if they end up playing on Icebox again? And then just second, these teams, I mean, Light Up Skechers climbed back, I think, 6 rounds in a row, nearly 7.
Yeah.
To try and get to overtime, and Kiss My Sister managed to win their match in a triple overtime after climbing back for 8 rounds in a row at match point.
I think, I don't know. I'm just hoping we get to see like a fracture or something. Maybe something else, you know, but if we are going back to Icebox, I'm expecting a long overtime. I am.
Yeah, well, only time will tell, because Gompers and I, we are going to take a quick break, but just as a reminder, up next, we have the bronze match between Light Up Skechers and Kiss My Sister. That's going to be a best of 3 series, dueling it out to see who wins the 3rd place prize of Team Liquid jerseys for the whole team. But before we get to that, we're going to throw to a quick break. Everybody grab some snacks, and we will see you guys shortly.